mention?
Fedotov.
Will Cam York be available to play tonight?
Yes.
When you talked about him, I guess the other night, you said he's done it, now you need to see more of it. What has been missing from his game that you need to see more of?
Movement of the puck, closing out, a litany of things. He has just been average for me through all of his game. His sight, and again, I know, his shoulder. I think that affected him. But if you're healthy and you're able to play, I just need to see it get better. I need to see improvement.
Could it be lingering from the injury?
You have to ask him. The trainers, the medical people haven't told me it's lingering. So, and I always tell the athletes, report your injuries so I can make the right call as far as how you're playing, what's going on in your game. No one's talked to me about it. So that's a question for Cam.
He also said at the time, back when he came back after the month, he was off for almost a month. He missed like 13 games or something like that. He said it was the longest stretch of his career that he's ever missed such a considerable amount of time. I mean, how hard is that for maybe him to deal with missing so much time in his career when he hasn't done that before?
Especially for defensemen. It's hard. It's harder for defensemen because there's so many different reads and so many different you're using your mind more than forwards because things are coming at you. So I understand that, but it's gone on too long.
John, I know you guys tried some different things with the power play going into the season. The results obviously haven't really been there. Just from your perspective, how much of it is structure and how much of it is just talent? I mean, are there things that you guys evaluate yourselves on?
Oh,
as a coaching
sure.
staff?
Every day on that, it's an everyday conversation. I think one of the biggest weaknesses we have is someone that can run it from the top. The structure is a 1-3-1. I have no problem with the structure. I think the man up top, and the two positions for me is the man up top that controls it, and I think Risto's our best because I think he settles things down. Right now, he's the best. Eventually, I hope he isn't. I hope someone else, maybe Jamie, steps up. I don't know. I don't know what happens there. But that, and also that bumper position as far as puck support, that's been inconsistent also. And I'm not going to lie, there is a skill part to it also. There's a skill part to our team that we struggle with. And it's not to criticize what we have here, but there needs to be improvement.
This might sound harsh, but why should people have faith that this coaching staff is going to figure it out after 3 years of being near the bottom of the league?
Well, it's not for me to explain it to try to gain faith from people. The only people we're concerned about are the people on the ice, as long as they keep listening, and I think we've got an attentive group. I think they care. And then if my general manager thinks that it's not good enough, he will. I can't be worried about what you think. I can't be worried about what you think and what the public thinks. If we worry about that stuff, that's a tough world to live in. You have a perfect right to ask questions about the power play because it stinks. But we continue to try to work at it. And to worry about people losing faith with this coaching staff, that's a question for my boss.
Going back to Cam for a second, did you see anything on Sunday that that sitting out for a game that had any sort of positive impact in terms of things he wasn't doing before?
Yeah, and even with my how I feel about him as a player right now, there are good things that happen in the game for him. It's not like every time he's out there he's awful. I just want to see it more consistently. I want to see him use his legs more consistently. He was one of our better players at just advancing the puck out of our end zone. And whether it be him just being a little bit too slow or the other teams just have good sticks, too many of them are being turned over. He's one of the best at getting us out. And when I say getting us out, it's not making a tape-to-tape play. It's a play up the board just to advance it by a forecheck to the next guy, and then we have our support and we're out. He struggles with that. One of our better defenders for quite a while in closing people out. Remember, I'll admit, when I sent him down, I tried to pick a fight with him when I sent him down. I was so upset with his camp, all right? And I think he went to Lehigh. He put the time in. I felt he had a chip on his shoulder coming back here, mainly at me. And I thought, and I've told you guys, I was so proud of him as far as where he brought his game to. There is no reason why I can't still look for that, and I'm going to continue to look for that.
John, last year when you guys were in that losing streak at the end of the season, you said you were concerned about just having the right message for the guys. How do you feel like the message is right now, and do you think it's still resonating with them as you guys try to get out of this?
Yeah, listen, it's a different lineup. Five guys are gone, and there's not a and I'm telling you right now, it was the right thing to do as far as what happened at the deadline. It was the right thing to do in the situation we're in. But it puts us in a spot where there's a lot of moving pieces here, a lot of people playing out of position, but the message is the same. We're trying to be as positive as we can and play with as much energy as we can. I thought we took a step in the right direction against Jersey. Look at the tape. I still think there's some plays there that we could have made. I think we get unfortunate with a couple of ricochet goals that they score. It's a game that we're going to have to play because it was kind of I was trying to pull clips out of it. It was a kind of a nondescript, not a lot of high shots, high chances. That's how we're going to have to play because that's where we're at right now as a team. For the rest of the year, we're going to have to figure out how to find a way to win games with this lineup because it's a totally different lineup.
When the roster is like when the lineup is like this, do you have to be more careful to push buttons and not be too hard on when you see the talent gap sometimes between this and some of the teams you guys are going to face?
Sure, absolutely, and we're very cognizant of that. And our guys they've played hard. They've played hard, and the situation is they play hard again. We're not there. It's the right call. I think by Danny. I think we had it was really good at the deadline, but then you put the lineup on the board and you look at it and say, you know what, we got to figure out a way how to play now. And yes, there certainly needs to be patience with this here, but there's still teaching going on. So that's where I got to pick and choose as far as how we go with that.
With Jacob Peltier, then, how do you see his game so far?
I haven't seen enough. You know, I just he came in and met with me one-on-one. Certainly not going to give you the information, but he's kind of wondering, and it would be unfair for me to, he said it to him. I'll tell you what I said to him. It's unfair for me to make any type of assessment on you. I haven't seen you play enough. And when he does play, he hasn't played a lot of minutes. I might try him at center at a point in time here. So I got to watch him play more before I can make a true assessment on him.
And then is there any lineup changes because you do have an extra defenseman available?
Yes, the Z's out and Andre's in.
Going back to Peltier for a second, as a coach, you're looking to reward guys and guys go up the lineup because they're playing well. But with a situation like him where you want to see more of him, even though he maybe hasn't shown that much, is it tougher for you to move a guy up, even if it's not necessarily as a reward?
Yeah, it's right now with the lineup. It's not about rewarding. Lixie played with Pales and TK because I thought the other two lines have played really well. I didn't want to break them up. So I wanted to see what Lixie is. We got good reports on him down the minors. I don't think he played that well. Now we may see Peltier play a little bit there. So it's not about right now with our lineup. It's not about rewarding. Quite honestly, it's about evaluating some guys that are getting an opportunity to play that probably wouldn't be here if the deadline didn't come around, right? And let's be honest, there are a number of people left here. There's a lot of open spots in the lineup, and so we need to evaluate. Andre's another one. I think we have a really good evaluation of Z. We need to evaluate Andre. I didn't play Andre the other night because I just thought he struggled so badly. The first one, I want to leave him alone, and now he gets back in, and we're going to have to evaluate him. We're doing that with a number of people.